Welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I'm doing a tutorial video on basic phenomenons of the overworld. And these are not going to be very advanced. These are going to be just like, when you first open up your survival world, this is what you will most likely see. So first up, there are chickens. These are what chickens look like. They are all white chickens. Just white feathered. They have little red thingies. They make clucky noises. They're very easy to kill. They drop feathers and chicken meat. I don't suggest you eat the chicken meat raw. You can eat it cooked, of course, but raw chicken meat can give you the hunger effect, and that just makes your food bar go down faster. And no one wants to have their food bar go down faster. So yeah, those are chickens. They're easy. They're decent food sources. Next up are cows. They're all the same color. They drop leather and cow meat. You can eat the cow meat raw. It's actually very good. This does more than most food. And yeah, and then the leather can be used to make leather armor. It can be used to make item frames. Leather can be used for all sorts of things. But they're very useful also for milk. Milk can clear up many potion effects. In fact, they clear up all potion effects. And yeah, people just make cow farms because good food sources, good leather sources, and good milk sources. Also, sometimes it's just sheer entertainment. Although, some people are actually scared of this. It sounds actually kind of like they're saying no. I should turn it to daytime. Okay. So some people are actually scared because it sounds like they're yelling no.
No.
It does kind of actually, like, no. Do you hear it?
No.
So yeah, so you're gonna encounter those in your starting world. What? I'm just inhabiting the water with cows. So yeah, these things eat wheat, and if you you hold wheat in your hand, they will chase after you until you stop holding wheat in your hand. So next. You're a tiny one. You can live. You're not up here yet. So next up are pigs. Once again, they all look the same. They're pink. They make oinks. Their meat is essentially the same as cow meat. It does all the same. Very healthy. But that's all they drop. All they drop is pig meat. So people tend to get cows more. And there aren't actually a lot of facts about pigs, except for they're pretty much the creators of the creeper. Yeah, thanks a lot, buddies. That's what we can thank you for. Creepers. Which I'm actually going to discuss later today. Now there's two of them. Don't question what I'm doing. So next up, our example here, sheep, is actually right over here. These are sheep. Unlike cows, pigs, and chickens, these things don't actually all spawn out as white. Most of them spawn out as white, but they can spawn out as light gray, dark gray, black, brown, and even, in a few rare cases, pink. Pink is very rare, but it does happen sometimes. People use them. Their meat is alright. It's not as good as pig and cow meat. You actually need these when you start out with your survival world to make a bed, because you need 3 wool to make a bed, and bed can help you sleep through the evil nighttime. So that's why you want to sleep through the night. And the more people there are, the more beds you're going to need. So if you have 3 people, you're going to need 9 sheep by the end of the day. 9 sheep, 9 wood. But yeah, they drop wool. Usually it's white wool. You cannot craft a bed if the wools are a different color. These things. You can't craft beds if wools are a different color. They all have to be a uniform color, or it doesn't craft. This is a fact. It will not be changed, and don't question it. When you play Minecraft, one thing you have to do is just learn to not question it. There's so much meat. See, those were sheep. Next up are horses. These things come in a beautiful variety. You need saddles to tame them. I've discussed this in my pet video. If you want to make the baby ones grow up, you need sugar. You just feed them sugar. And yeah, they will follow around any adult. There are all sorts of breeds. You also have to mount them. You can see its hearts up in the corner. Yeah, they drop leather when they die. That is it. They do not drop meat. I just killed your... Here's a new one. Here's a new one. I'm sorry. I just killed their parent. Such an evil person. So yeah, those are horses. They can be either very fast or very slow when tamed, but they're all the same speed when they are, like, not having anyone ride them. So many baby horses. Like, actually I'm gonna spawn 3. Yeah, 1 in 3. 1 in 3 horses that you spawn as a baby. So yeah, now my island is inhabited with both horses and cows. I might have to go killing children today. But yeah, there's actually not a ton of facts for horses. Other than they can be very useful, but if you don't want to keep them as pets and you don't want them to get hurt, leave them to the wild, because nothing is going to touch them in the wild. That's the sad thing about Minecraft. If you get a pet, it's your fault if it dies. Next up is donkey. These are less likely to happen, but they do happen. And they're pretty much just like horses, except for one thing. Horses you can put armor on, these things you cannot, but you can put chests on them. You can carry items on them. This is... Oh, didn't mean to... Okay, there. So yeah, they make different noises. They tend to have less hearts, they're slower, but they're like they're like pack animals, pretty much. You store things on them. While horses you run around on, they're like war creatures. These things you carry your stuff around with. You're a wandering trader, basically. Except they're rideable. You can ride them. Once again, they drop leather when they die. You can actually breed them with horses to make a mule. You need apples, golden carrots. I think you can use wheat. I'm not sure. I think you can use wheat. So there's... Yeah, they don't actually eat carrots, they eat golden carrots. They will eat golden apples. I don't suggest feeding them golden apples. But yeah, they don't eat a ton, and I've noticed that they're very picky. Sometimes they don't actually eat if you offer them what they eat. But those are horses, and donkeys, and everything. I have so much leather. 23 leather. So next up are llamas. You're like an annoying version of donkeys, because if donkeys don't fight you when they hit them, these things actually do fight. They will spit on you. It doesn't deal a lot of damage. When you cannot actually attach saddles to them, you have to just ride around on them and then they'll go where they like. If you leash one of them, other llamas might just follow in pursuit, or that llama might follow in pursuit of another llama. It's very annoying. And they only drop leather, and they're just not worth... You guys can do whatever you like, but I don't like llamas. Oh, this one likes me. So where they tend to spawn is, as you can see here, this is a wandering trader. They will spawn anywhere and in anything, including the deepest depths of a cave. I'm not even joking. They'll spawn there. So yeah, they have weird trades. They're always flanked by 2 llamas of any type. Doesn't matter. They're leashed. Hang on. But one more thing that I wanted to show you about llamas. Let's do carpets. Oh, no. Let's say orange carpet. Alright. Also, you're gonna have to die now. Alright. So you're on here. It's very nice. So as you can see, there's this little slot here. That is for the carpet, pretty much. They all have different designs, the different shades of carpet. So this one is just naturally this type. Most llamas are just plain, but they're all the same. You can do any color of carpet that you would like. They actually make for some really beautiful patterns. Like, it's incredible, actually. And I'm not even joking. But yeah, so those are llamas. They spit on you. They tend to appear in savannas and mountaintops, much along goats. So on to our next thing, bees. They buzz. They're as big as your head. And they love flowers. Let's do flowers. So as you can see, they will chase after you if you give them any type of flower whatsoever. In fact, if I were to place it somewhere... Dude, there's a flower here. So they're typically attached to a hive, where they will go to the flower. Except this time, I don't think that they have a hive. Oh, it's getting to be nighttime again. Nope. So it's getting to be nighttime again. So they have to typically be attached to the hive. Oh, see, right here. So they go by the flower, and then they'll float there for a few seconds, and then look at their little fuzzy butt. It will look like there's pollen on it. If we just wait long enough. Please. Please. Okay, so now look at him. He's hauling pollen around. And do you see the particles falling off? If there are growing crops there, this acts as bone meal. It will actually help the crops grow faster. So players would like to have these around their farms as like a speed grow. They're actually very adorable too. I love them. You can also surprisingly feed them. And it's not tamed, but it is prepared to mate with something. But yeah, that is what they do. And if it has a hive, it will go into the hive. And then after a few rounds of this, the hive will look like there's honey coming out of it. If you place a campfire under the hive, this is going to seem really complicated, I'm sorry. So basically, smoke stops the bees from attacking you. So you need a glass bottle. You pretty much just... What? You essentially just tap the hive, and then you get honey. Right? Yeah. Except bees will attack you because they don't like their honey being stolen. And this is where campfires come in, because smoke stops the bees from coming out. So you just put a campfire under, and then, yeah, you can just take it for whatever you like, and then you can have honey. And honey acts as, like, milk. It's good for you. So you can get either milk or honey as a deter for potion effects. And next up are wolves. They will typically spawn in taiga forests. They will spawn... Oh yes, and something that I should mention. They hate llamas. This is gonna be... I'm just gonna clear up these llamas for a minute. Oh, that was my llama. Is there seriously one llama? No, there isn't. Okay, so, as you can see, wolves hate llamas. They also hate foxes, sheep, and skeletons. They will immediately attack, unless they are tamed, any fox, sheep, skeleton, or llama that they see. And their eyes always go red, and you cannot tame them. You can tame them using bones. Not bone. 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 Oh. Where was that thing even? So also, the llamas will spit on the wolf. So if it's, like, sometimes they'll actually kill each other. A tamed wolf will not attack a wild llama, and a wild llama will not attack a tamed wolf. So as you can see, this is our pet now. Call me a psychopath. So yeah, this is what's gonna happen to you too. Okay, that's fine. And you're a little pupper. Okay, there. So they're ours now. So they don't tend to roam around in packs. They tend to be almost solo. They do spawn in groups though. So if they're just spawned, you will often see them in a kind of group together, spanned out over a couple blocks. They're very cute. If you're in survival mode and you punch one that is not tamed, they will all attack you. I'm not even joking. Like, for the next few minutes, they will just run at you with red eyes and attack you, just like they would a skeleton or a sheep or a fox or a llama. And it's actually really annoying, and it's also slightly terrifying, because you have a bunch of red-eyed things running at you. Also, it's surprising, like, you'd think they'd be easy to kill, but if there's, like, 5 running at you, it's actually surprisingly hard to, like, beat them all. I'm gonna make you guys sit down. Yeah, so those are wolves. They appear in forests, pretty much almost any forest. But next up, well, technically we've got 2 more. We've got 2 more here. 2 more basic phenomenon ones. Axolotls. They're salamanders. So yeah, they appear in 4 different colors, all seen here. White, pink, brown, and gold. They need water and can't survive very long without it. You cannot actually tame them, except you can catch them in a water bucket. And they kill pretty much just undead and fish. I hope not dolphins. I'm not sure if they kill dolphins or not. So they're very cute, but they're not actually super useful to the player, I have to admit. Like, honestly. Like, they can be a good lifesaver when you just need it, but most of the time they're useless. All they do is they swim around and act cute, and I admit that's a good thing to have when you're coming to Minecraft, but at the same time...
No.
At the same time, just why? Why? Go save your friend. Alright, so those are axolotls. And next up, goats. They spawn on mountaintops. They don't really drop anything. Another thing is axolotls don't drop anything when they die. I don't think. No, they don't. So goats, they can leap really high. Don't put them in a fenced-off pen. They can jump like 6 blocks. They will jump over it. It's incredible, frankly, but then again, they're mountain goats. What do you expect? So yeah, so these things are essentially harmless. I think that they can headbutt you back really far, but in survival mode, I've hit them a bunch of times. Never once has it come back to get me. So I'm not actually sure. Mostly they just wander around mountaintops. They don't have a particular use. So, but they do spawn about, so yeah, those are some basic non-hostile phenomenons. On to the hostile phenomenons. I have an army. And also I have way too many cows, but I think I've killed them at this point. There's a few more cows. I killed the cows. Alright, so first up, zombies spawn in... zombies who are in daylight, die. Because we're on to zombies, so we're going to need it to be nighttime for most of these. Time. Actually, this is perfect. Basically, they die in sunlight, so rain is fine. So yeah, they can spawn as they all look like this. They spawn as either adults or babies. And trust me when I say this, the babies are more terrifying. The babies are 1,000 times worse. It is uniformly thought of that they are worse. Why? They are faster, they are just as strong, and they will get under your guard and kill you, and make you regret it generally. So these things spawn in caves and dark places, including nighttime. They tend to come out at nighttime. They drop rotten flesh. Sometimes they spawn with armor or weapons. These they can be dropped sometimes if they are killed, but only sometimes and only some of it. But another way to do it, if you keep a zombie under the water, I've exemplified this once or twice. Oh, you see, like this one's wearing stuff. Will it drop anything if we kill it? No? I was going to say also, they will drop carrots, potatoes, iron, as well as rotten flesh, and then whatever was on them, sometimes. Also, one thing though, if you dropped the sword and the zombie picked up the sword, and you killed the zombie, your sword would be fine. You will always get the sword. When zombies are underwater for too long, they turn into things much like these, only typically without the tridents. And once again, drowned are much like zombies, they don't really drop what they spawn with. So zombies are actually decently easy. Easy kills. Wait. Oh yeah, and also if anyone sees me doing, like... Whoa. He's holding a dead zombie. If anyone sees me, like, jumping up and down to kill them, that's because it does more damage if you jump up and down, like a complete psychopath. So yeah, now I'm doing this. But yes, zombies are hostile. They will run at you immediately. It's an enchanted... Of course it doesn't drop it. So they are hostile, they will run at you immediately, they will attempt to kill you, and although they may be pretty easy individually, if there are like 8 of them all at once, trust me, they are a force to be reckoned with. They spawn... There are things called zombie spawners in cave. It's a lucky thing if you find them, but also you can find spider and skeleton spawners as well. But you have to mine the spawner or they'll just keep on spawning. And rotten flesh isn't really useful for anything, because if you eat it, you get the hunger effects. And yeah. However, call me silly. This is actually really good to feed your dogs. Like, we're gonna make a big doggy. Okay. Big doggy. So as you can see, you can feed it to your dogs, and the dogs don't suffer for it. It's hilarious, so that's essentially what you can use, because it's actually really easy to get like a ton of rotten flesh all at once. And this is what it's useful for. So next up, we've got skeletons. Sometimes they spawn with... Oh yeah, and also wolves hate them. Okay, I can't have you killing my test subject. No, doggy. So basically, skeletons drop a variety of things. They will drop arrows, they will drop bones, and they will drop bows. And you can actually shoot the arrows from these, but they don't tend to have a lot of durability left. But they only drop a few at a time. Up to 2 bones, 2 arrows, and a bow all at once. I don't even think that's possible. I'm gonna be forced to kill you too now. Yeah, so skeletons are way more annoying than zombies, and I will tell you why. They can shoot you from a long ways away. They can shoot you from a vantage point of like 10, 12 blocks. And they're actually pretty good at aiming. So you have to run up to them while getting shot, because the shooting does like, what, 1 heart of damage? And then kill the skeleton. And they sometimes spawn skeleton spawners. They are a complete pain to deal with, I promise you, because you're getting shot at while trying to mine the spawner. If you get shot, it resets what you've done on the spawner. So you just have to move really quickly. They'll also sometimes spawn in the nether. Like, there's this one nether biome called Soul Sand biome while they will spawn. And they're everywhere. Do not try bridging over lava while you're in the Soul Sand biome. You will die. You will just get shot off your bridge into lava. So people make skeleton farms because they want arrows, bows, and bones, which fair enough. And if you're clever with redstone, you can actually do it. It's not that hard. But I'm not clever with redstone. Yeah, so we just got a bone. These here can be made into bone meal, which can be made to make crops grow faster. And yeah, that's pretty much what skeletons do. Next up are witches. They're not as common. They're creepy. They all look like that. These things are actually fairly hard to deal with, because if you're just punching one, they'll drink healing potions to protect them. Like, sometimes they'll drop it. They drop all sorts of random things, including basic potions, like healing potions and fire resistance potions. Healing potions if they were getting attacked when they died, and fire resistance potions if they were on fire when they died. Along with sugar, sticks, and I think that there was something else. There are lots of random things that they drop. Redstone. They also drop redstone. So these things, witches, they just drop bits and bobs of everything. Wow. Look at how far away I can punch things from. This is actually kind of creepy. Like, this does not seem right. That does not seem right at all. Alright, so witches will also, a problem, they'll throw potions at you. They will throw weakness potions where you only deal like half as much damage as normal. They also drop glowstone. They'll drop bits and bobs of everything. So you can actually use healing potions. They're useful. You can use the fire resistance potions. But they will throw weakness potions, poison potions. Poison potions do not kill you. I want this to be very clear. They do not kill you. Instead, what they do is they bring you down to half a heart and keep you there until the effect is recovered from. And this is really bad because then they can throw harming potions at you, which do kill you if you are low enough. And then, yeah, it's game over. And also, it's just, they're kind of creepy. Like, listen to that. If you're just walking through a cave and then you hear that, just imagine. Imagine how just destabilizing that must be. But I wanted it to be known that if you just attack them quickly, you can kill them and it's not too hard. So next up are slimes. These things spawn. Why are they all big slimes? They're all big. Okay, here we go. So slimes spawn in... Dude, you can't... They can swim now. It used to be that they can't swim. And it looks like that has been changed. So they have a little face. They spawn in swamps. Oh yes, they're very eager to show off their swimming skills. So the thing about slimes, you kill them, they split into smaller ones. And then you kill the smaller ones. And then you get even babier ones. And then you kill the baby ones, and then you get... If you're lucky, you get slime balls. Slime balls can be made to use trampolines. Well, technically they're named slime blocks, but they're used as trampolines. And they can also be used to make leads. You need string and slime balls to make leads. And you can drag animals as your captive around. If you have leads, of course. So these things are useful. Also, the baby ones cannot hurt you. Like, they do not actually deal damage. They will run up against you, but they don't deal knockback, nor do they deal damage. It's all very nice. But the bigger ones do. There are 3 sizes. There's big, medium, and small. Big, medium. Yeah, big, medium, small. Why can I reach so far? Like, this is normal. This is not. So, yeah, those are slimes. They drop things. They have a cute little face. Some people keep them as pets, which I think is weird, but what am I to know? But also, they make kind of dumb pets because they'll despawn. Unless, of course, you use a name tag on them. Nothing despawns if you use a name tag on it. Next up are spiders. So one thing I want to be known as well is skeletons and zombies are undead mobs. They will burn in daylight unless they're lucky enough to have spawned with a helmet. A spider is not an undead creature. Think about it. Are spiders undeads? Do you think that they are? No. They are not. They can climb up walls, like just completely vertical surfaces. They can swim, of course. They drop string and spider eyes. Up to 2 string, and I think up to 2 spider eyes. Not always either, though. The spider eyes can be used to make fermented spider eyes, and they can be eaten, although they are poisonous. And the string can be used to make all sorts of things, like fishing rods, looms, bows, all sorts of nonsense. Spiders are also pretty easy to kill. They're, like, even easier than zombies. So spiders are actually, they're fun practice targets. They're not too dangerous. Next up, though, is dangerous. Next up... Let me turn off the rain. Yeah, because Endermen are allergic to rain. They cannot touch rain. Okay, I think I just killed an Enderman. Poor thing. Alright. Weather is clear. Can I still save this Enderman? That's the question. I think I can't. Yes, these are Endermen. They teleport. They die in rain. If you stare at them, they will start to scream. Their mouths will open and they will attack you. They have 50... Dude, they have 50 hit points, so you're gonna have to... If you have your fists, you have to hit them, like, what? 50 times? 25 times. You have to hit them 25 times before they die. But they also deal a ton of damage. As you can see, they can pick up blocks. And they're very ruthless about it. Can you hear that screaming? Because that screaming is an Enderman. They drop ender pearls, and if you're lucky, whatever they were holding when they die, they move quickly. Although one thing, oh yeah, so here's an example. I think that just got deleted. Yeah, so we got a grass block and an ender pearl. It could be useful. Ender pearls, if you throw them, wherever they land, you will teleport to. It's very useful, except for if you happen to teleport into lava. These things spawn everywhere on the end islands. I've done a video on this if you want to check that out. And yeah, Endermen can teleport, and they do a ton of damage, and they have a lot of health. They're actually pretty dangerous. What I tend to do is a shield, because shields can protect you from damage. So they're like a block between you and the Enderman. You can attack the Enderman, but the Enderman has a hard time attacking you. You guys just keep on collapsing everything. I didn't realize, like, how many pockmarks this island had until these guys showed up. Luckily, we're almost done. Also, these guys are not undead. They do not burn in daylight. Next up is also not an undead mob. It does not burn in daylight. The creeper. Remember how I was talking about pigs and I said we can thank them for creepers? These ugly things are related to pigs. Can you believe this? They drop gunpowder, which can be used to make TNT. Here you go. Gunpowder can be used to make TNT, and TNT blows up things. Why am I not surprised? So, in survival mode, if you go near creepers, they will blow up. They'll just explode. They're walking bombs, frankly. And they don't burn in daylight, so you can actually encounter them in full daylight. However, they do spawn in the darkness. So if you just, like, survived the night and then you came out in the morning, there will be creepers. I promise you that there will be creepers. They do not appear in peaceful mode. And good riddance. And yeah, one thing that I like to do with creepers is, so you see a creeper, you walk up to it, it will, like there's a moment before it explodes where you punch it and then back off, like out of its explosion range. It will run towards you again, you keep on and then what I said before, you just keep on repeating this until it just dies, and it won't actually take very long. 3 to 5 hits, I'd say, if you're using like a stone sword. Diamond swords are even easier. Diamond swords are what? 1, 2, 3. 3 to 5 hits. So yeah, that's essentially what they do. They blow up and they make your life miserable, and they also destroy your build, I should mention. In creative mode, if you have a flint and steel, let's get flint and steel. Flint and steel and a creeper. You can actually ignite them. This is what it looks like when they blow up. And charged creepers can sometimes get struck by lightning. I don't have the time to do it right now. But when they get struck by lightning, they turn into charged creepers. You will see this because it looks like there's kind of like lightning around them. They appear right after thunderstorms. And they blow up twice as far. However, if they blow up things like a zombie or another creeper, say, like it got in the explosion range, the mob that they blow up will sometimes drop their head, like skeleton head or zombie head. It's actually really fun. Like some people they seek out charged creepers, they lead them around till they find a zombie or skeleton, and then they blow them up and try to get the head. It's crazy. This is what bounty hunting Minecraft style is. Get the head. So yeah, this was my not so brief tutorial of basic Minecraft phenomenons, mob style, not anything else style, just mob style. There are actually a ton of them. There are almost as many as there are uncommon mobs. And I hope that you guys find this video useful in future Minecraft adventures. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do, because and for no other reason other than I would appreciate it. Screaming Enderman want you to too.